Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are barefaced. There is not a drop of makeup on my face, and we're going to be doing a get ready with me video, but I'm going to be talking you guys throughout this video. So I want it to be just me getting ready, but I also want to do kind of like a perfume talk type of video where I'm going to be sharing new perfume releases with you guys as I get ready. So I think that sounds like it's going to be super duper fun. And then I'll also kind of explain like what I'm doing as I'm doing it and kind of let you guys know about the products that I'm using. So if you're new to my channel and you love all things girly, don't forget to subscribe before you leave today's video, because that's all that I talk about on this channel. I talk about fragrance, beauty, body care, self-care, all of that. So I would love to see you back. And with that said, let's jump right into today's Get Ready With Me. So before we get started with this Get Ready With Me, I want to give a huge thank you to Nordstrom for sponsoring today's video. So all of the products that I'm going to be using today can be found on Nordstrom's website, or you can shop for them in store. Nordstrom has literally everything that a girly girl can want. You can find fashion, you can find fragrance, you can find beauty, so much more. So I personally love shopping at Nordstrom's website, and I also love how easy it is to shop online and order like curbside pickup if you don't feel like getting out of the car, if you don't feel like going physically shopping, if you're like me and you're a mom of 3. Sometimes that's just a lot to do. So it's just sometimes easier to shop for the things that you like and then just go and pick them up curbside pickup. So that brings me to They're Closer to You promise. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that before we get started with the makeup. They're Closer to You promise is just all about convenience, quality, services, and even inclusivity. So they have so many things in mind with their promise. So they offer so many services. Like I said, you can shop in store, you can shop online and pick up at the store or curbside. You can get styling help. So if you have like an event coming up, you can go to Nordstrom and you can meet one-on-one with a stylist, and they can help you out with whatever event it is that you need to go to. They even offer alteration services, and they also are just very easy with returns and exchanges, and they just make the whole shopping experience very, very pleasurable. All of the products that I'm going to be using today are going to be linked in the description box in case you want to shop for them. It's going to be super simple for you to get them. And if you do pick up any of these items, also be on the lookout for any sales that they have, because they always have some type of sale going on. And they also offer a lot of gift with purchases as well, and they are like really nice gift with purchases. So let's go ahead and let's get started. I'm going to clip my hair back. I cannot stand having my hair in my face when I'm doing my makeup. It's just a no. So we're just going to clip that back. I'm going to start off by prepping my skin. So this feels so much fun because I usually do voiceovers because I either have my kids at the house and it's loud, but my husband got off of work early, so he's taking care of Penelope. I have the whole upstairs to myself. So I'll let you guys know what I'm doing, and then I'll start getting into like the perfumes as well. I'm going to start off prepping my skin with the First Aid Beauty Facial Radiance Pads. I use these every single time I do my makeup to prep my skin. It is like a light exfoliation pad, and it just really helps to prep your skin for makeup, especially because I apply SPF in the morning, I apply serums, and I don't necessarily want those things on my skin when I am applying makeup. I want to kind of have like a fresh start without having to wash my face all over again. And I'm kind of going through a little breakout today, so I do have that going on. Those are like hormonal. I cannot get rid of them. But yeah, these are little pads, and you can just run them all over your face. They're great for sensitive skin because they don't irritate my skin at all. If anything, every time I use them, I feel like my skin just looks smoother and just better in texture, and I love them. So now I feel like I literally just have like a fresh face. I'm also going to apply a little bit of this Dior Lip Glow Oil. I love these just so that I don't feel dry while I'm talking to you guys. So while I do my brows, which I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I haven't used this in a while, but I wanted to give it a go just to use something different. And I'm also going to be using the brow pen, but first I want to use this brow freeze from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Let me look up the first perfume that we're going to talk about. I forgot to mention the perfumes that I'm going to be talking about are, I think most of them are perfumes that I'm not really interested in trying myself. So that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about them, because maybe you guys have either tried them out and can kind of give me your thoughts, or you've smelled it, or you have them. I don't know, anything like that where you can just tell me if you think I would like it, if you kind of know my taste. So that's why I decided to do this video. So I'm going to be talking about them. I'm not going to be like buying travel sizes of these perfumes unless one of you guys really change my mind about them. I am brushing my brows with this brow freeze, and this just helps to keep your brows in place. All right, so now that we have that done, I'm gonna go in with my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Café con Leche. Makes me want a coffee right now, even though I just had one. Okay, so I'm gonna clean out the shape that I want for my brows. And the first fragrance that I am going to be talking to you guys about is Valentino Born in Roma Pink Pee. I don't know about that name, you guys, but I saw that that perfume was available to purchase, and I decided to skip out on it just because of the notes. The top note is Calabrian Mandarin, middle note is Orange Blossom, and then the base note is Bourbon Vanilla. Something was telling me that that fragrance was most likely not going to be for me, just because I do love vanilla, but Bourbon Vanilla can be a little cloying in a lot of fragrances. If you are new to my channel, or maybe you didn't see the videos where I talk about the original Donna Born in Roma, that fragrance is not for me at all. I mean, I don't know, maybe I would try it here in the winter and see how it goes in colder weather, because I do remember enjoying it before I moved to Puerto Rico. So maybe I can give it a try, like a sample or something. I might have a sample somewhere lying around. When I saw that this version came out, I was just like, okay, what if that Bourbon Vanilla is just like the original? What if it's more intense? Like, what if it's kind of like cloying like that? And it just made me not want to try it out. But that pink bottle is so cute. It's like really kind of tempting, but I didn't just want to get it for the bottle. I don't know. But I would love to hear your thoughts. If you picked it up, I would love to hear what your thoughts are on that fragrance. If you think I would like it, like how does the vanilla come through in it? Does the orange blossom, like, is it a really strong orange blossom? All right, so now I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen, and this one is in dark brown. So now I'm just going to add little hair-like strokes to the areas that I feel like need a little bit more, because I don't have super full brows. So that's just what I'm gonna do. Just like this, and it just makes it look more full. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply some more of that NARS concealer onto my lids as a eyeshadow base, just to even out the lids, cover any darkness or any veins that I have on my eyes. Now let's move on to Prada Paradoxe Intense. This is another one that for some reason it's just not calling my name. The top notes are pear, neroli, and bergamot. Middle notes are jasmine, moss, and neroli essence, and the base notes are ambro fix, amber, bourbon vanilla, vanilla, and serenolide. So people are saying that it reminds them of the original Prada. There's also the Angel Elixir shown here. So this is another one that I don't know how I feel about that one. Like, I just didn't feel super excited about it. For today's makeup, I just want to do a simple eyeshadow look. So I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow quads. One of them is super beat up, but this is the super pretty palette. This is the Exagger Eyes. Yeah, so here's this one. I just really love this shimmery shade right here. And then I also have the Pillow Talk Dreams Luxury palette. And here are the shades for this one. So this one has like a little bit of deeper shade. So I'm going to use this brown. The first shade I'm going to be using is this one right here in this corner. And I'm going to be applying that with a fluffy brush on my crease area. So yeah, Prada Paradoxe Intense, not calling my name either. Not sure why. I can't really put my finger on why. I will say that I really love the original Prada Paradoxe, and it lasts an eternity on me. I can go to sleep with that fragrance, wake up the next day, and just go about my day and still smell like I just applied a fragrance. So when it comes to that, it's a really great performer on me, but it's not really a scent that I reach for a lot. Like, it's not necessarily a favorite. So I just didn't know if I needed the intense version. So that was another one that I would just love to hear from one of you guys, especially those of you who we just share very similar interest in fragrances. Like, if you guys are enjoying it, that might push me to go ahead and try like a travel size maybe. And I haven't watched reviews on it or anything, so that doesn't help either, because I don't like to watch reviews before I review a fragrance. I don't like to kind of change my opinion or get swayed by what someone is saying, so I try to not watch anything, but then I'm not really interested in it either. Okay, now I'm going to take this color right here and deepen the crease up a little bit more using a smaller fluffy brush as well. It's gonna go right here on the corner of the eye. And these eyeshadows blend so effortlessly into the eye. It's like you barely have to do any work with them. They're super pigmented, super easy to work with. And now taking the first brush that I used, I'm going to blend the two colors so that there are no harsh edges. And then I'm going to take the darker brown with an even smaller brush. So the deeper the shade that I use, the smaller the brush. I like to really be in control of where the deeper shades go so that you can kind of see the fade from lighter to darker and it doesn't all just kind of blend in together. So now I'm going to take this deeper brown shade and put this on the outer corners of just the lid right here. I'm really just keeping it right on the outer corner. I've been doing a lot of brown tones lately. It's kind of just what I've been feeling. Now for the shade that I'm super duper excited about, I'm going to apply this very shimmery shade in this corner right here. And that's going to go all over the lid. And it's going to give the eyes kind of like this really dreamy, really pretty look. And then we will move on to the next perfume that we're going to talk about. So I'm taking this shade on a very flat eyeshadow brush. Just like this. Ooh. Look at that shimmer. Can you guys see that? I hope that you guys can see that. That is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so the next fragrance we're going to be talking about is from Carolina Herrera, and it is the Good Girl Dazzling Garden. And that is a limited edition, beautiful purple bottle. And I don't think I'm going to get that one just because I purchased the Gold Fantasy. I believe it was like a year ago. I have a humongous bottle of that just because it was a gorgeous gold heel shoe. And I just kind of went like goo gaga over it, bought it. But I'm also not the biggest fan of Good Girl. Like, it's not something I consider my favorite type of scent. Even though, again, things might change this fall and winter here for me because I haven't lived somewhere with seasons in forever. So I know that things are going to be a little different. But from my past experiences, it's not really my favorite. So the Good Girl Dazzling Garden, it sounds very tempting. It has top notes of jasmine and tuberose, middle notes of almond, base notes of cacao, tonka bean, and coffee. That sounds really good. Now, I need to look up the notes for the gold one and see if it has enough of a difference for me to want that purple one. The purple bottle is gorgeous, but that's one that I might be just skipping out on. Okay, so I'm just bringing these glitter all the way up to the top here so that they really show. And then I'm gonna take that dark brown again and just really define that outer corner. I'm also going to take my fluffy brush again and run it right through here. I am loving it. So, so pretty. I don't know if to add eyeliner or if to just leave it like this. I think we're just going to leave it like this and apply some lashes. Okay, so now I'm just going to apply some false lashes and I'll be right back. All right, so I put on my lashes, eyes are done. So I'm going to move on to my face. So the last thing that I did was do the facial radiance pad. So now I'm gonna go ahead and prep my face by applying this Bobbi Brown face base. This is so good. I haven't used it in a minute because I had ran out of the last little jar that I had. So now I have a full big size and this should last me a while. This is so good. If you have the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, that's also an amazing way to prep your face. But this right here is amazing, especially if you have dry skin. It will moisturize your skin. It will prep your skin for makeup. It will just make your makeup look beautiful. So I'm going to apply that. It just glides on the skin and it just makes it feel, it's almost like refreshing as well. Really, really nice on the skin right before makeup application. I like to make sure that I really get in here because that's where I get kind of dry and my makeup can kind of cake up there. So I really like to get in there and into areas that I know I'm a little drier, which is like around my mouth, and then the rest of my skin I'm pretty much just normal. I'm not too oily or too dry, but kind of like in the center it's always pretty dry. So the next perfume we're gonna talk about is going to be Viktor and Rolf Good Fortune Elixir Intense. That's another one that I did try the original one, and I believe I gave the travel size to my mom because it just wasn't me. So I'm also going to be adding the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter to my face. This adds a super beautiful radiance to the skin, and I'm going to be going in with a full coverage matte foundation. So I want to add a little bit of life to my skin before I go in with the foundation. And even if you want to use this on its own, like if you're just going to be at home or if you're going to be running errands but you want to be a little bit put together, this is really nice for that. It gives you a little bit of coverage and evens out your skin without it looking too much, but it also works underneath foundation really, really beautifully, and it just gives the skin a really beautiful radiance. Just makes you look healthy and gorgeous. It just makes the skin look really gorgeous. I love Charlotte Tilbury products just for that. Like, she's all about the sparkle and the glam, and well, Amy Glam. I just love everything glam. So her makeup line is just gorgeous. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This one is in the shade 6. So let's talk about Good Fortune Elixir Intense. The top note is incense. Middle notes are jasmine and solar notes. And then the base notes are bourbon, vanilla, palo santo, and sandalwood. I think this one's a straight up no for me. First of all, it opens up with incense. That is not my vibe. Okay, I'm gonna start putting this foundation on, but I'm probably gonna keep it like that. And if I have to add more, I'll add more. But since it's so full coverage, I don't want to do too much. So yeah, that one is probably not going to be for me. Like, it opens up with incense. I'm not the biggest fan of jasmine. I mean, I have fragrances with jasmine obviously, and they can be beautiful, but this one, the original, I really picked up the jasmine like front and center. So I'm pretty sure this one will be the same way. So it's kind of like no thanks for me with that one. The juice looks super thick and like concentrated, so who knows, maybe it is a good version of it, but I don't think I would enjoy that one. So that's one that I'm probably not going to talk about on my channel. So that's what I'm gonna do with foundation, because this foundation is so full coverage that you can definitely layer it. Like, as you can see, I didn't even use all that I pumped out. For concealer, I'm going to be applying the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is an oldie but such a goodie. It's like a must-have concealer. I think it works for everyone. Like, if you have dry skin, if you have oily skin, if you anything, it's going to be really, really nice and just really easy to apply. So I'm going to go in with this concealer underneath my eyes, center of the face to brighten up a little bit. I also like to put a little bit right here to kind of bring this area up. So the next perfume we are going to be talking about is L'Entrée Rouge Ultime. and I'm going to let that sit for a little bit just so that I can get more coverage from it. So L'Entrée for me was kind of like an obsession. When I first started collecting perfumes and when I first started reviewing perfumes, L'Entrée was just so beautiful. So what I quickly noticed with that fragrance is that I consider that one to be more like a wedding fragrance, a dressed up type of fragrance, and I couldn't really find like when to put it on because it just felt like it was more classy, dressy, polished, put together, super feminine and very pretty, but I just couldn't really wear it like easily. L'Entrée is all about that tuberose. It's kind of like a bubblegummy tuberose, very very sweet. So the top notes are jasmine sambac, Tunisian orange blossom, and Tunisian, I'm probably saying that wrong, neroli. Middle notes are Indian tuberose and cacao pod, and the base notes are Indonesian patchouli leaf, and Ambroxan, Haitian vetiver, and tobacco. So this one, for some reason, sounds kind of interesting to me because it sounds like it has way more like depth to it with that cacao pod, and then you have tobacco in it, but it could also be like very dry, spicy smelling. So I'm not sure if I would enjoy that. I would love to hear from someone who has tried it. I'm not sure if it's already, I think this one has already been released. So if there's anyone who has tried that one, let me know how it compares to the original L'Entrée. Is it a big difference? Is it warmer? Is it spicier? I know that I bought one of the previous ones that was very, very spicy, but that one gave me a reaction on my neck. I don't know if you guys remember, if you've been here in the past, it kind of made me, I think I got like a rash from it. Yeah, this one sounds pretty interesting. All right, so now that I have my concealer on, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to do some contouring. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, and this is in the shade Fair Medium. And I learned with this that a little goes a long way. You do not need a bunch of this. So I'm just gonna do like a dot right here and a dot right there. Dot, dot, that's pretty much it. 2 dots here, 1 right here, maybe a little tiny bit right here, not too much. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. All right, so next up, we're going to go ahead and do blush. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Pink Gasm. So I'm just going to do the same thing a little bit higher up than the contour. So I'm going to do 2 dots right there. And this blush right here is just so dewy and just makes your cheek look so juicy. And there you go. These are super easy to blend out. A little bit goes a long way as well. I'm gonna just kind of run my brush through here as well. I'm also going to go in with a little bit of Pillow Talk. This is like a highlight shade. This is the Beauty Light Wand. Just to this area, just to give the cheeks and the center of the nose some luminosity. I'll actually put some right here as well. Super duper pretty and luminous. Okay, so there is the cheeks. Now I don't have any more cream products to put on my face. I'm going to go ahead and set with one of my favorite powders. I have used these on my channel many times before, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I have a full size in the shade 2, and then I have a smaller size in the shade 1, which I really like to use under my eyes. So I like to kind of combine those two, and this will just blur out your pores so good. I don't know if you can tell, it literally blurs out your pores. And it sets the concealer in place. Nothing is going to move. It's going to give you a flawless finish. I think that's all that I'm gonna do. I don't want to do too much powder because I don't want to lose that radiance, because the foundation did dry down to a very nice finish. So the next perfume we're going to be talking about is one that I saw that it was going to be a new release. As soon as I saw the notes, it was like, okay, I think I'm going to pass as well. This is by Replica, and this is Under the Stars. The top note is black pepper, middle note is leather, and the base notes are labdanum and agar wood. Let me know what you guys think about that one. It sounds like it's going to be super duper dry and spicy. So next up, I am going to bronze using the Gucci Eclat Soleil powder in the shade number 5. So yeah, that perfume just sounds intense. Very, very intense. So for those of you who do love like those leathery perfumes, leathery touches, that will probably be a really good one because Replica is just such a good performing house. Like their fragrances really, really last. They perform really, really nicely. And they're very unique as well. So these fragrances that I talked about today are fragrances that I'm not planning on buying like travel sizes of. But if I am out and about shopping and I see a tester of them, I will definitely give them a spray because that's just, I'm all about that. You never know. Sometimes you can read notes and think that you're not going to like a fragrance and then you end up loving it. So I just wanted to kind of hear your thoughts on these, chat with you guys in the comments section, and talk to you guys while I got ready because I never really get to do that. So I hope that you guys enjoy this type of video. Next up, I'm going to apply blush. I have so many of these from Charlotte Tilbury. These are the Chic to Cheek blushes, and this one is in Love is the Drug. It is a darker pink in the middle and then a lighter pink on the outside. You can mix them together. So that's what we're going to do. I think you could put like one at a time, but I just kind of swirl my brush in there. And I'm just going to put this along the cheek. And that is the prettiest pop of pink. And I think this is the most pigmented one that I have because the other ones are a little bit more natural. So they do have a lot of natural looking shades and they're very, very glowy on the cheeks. So they give a very healthy radiance to the skin as well. Put a little bit again on the nose area. And then now I'm going to go in with a little bit of loose setting powder to bake a little bit just to blend the blush into the under eye area. I'm using the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder Ultra Blur. And I'm going to put that right underneath. And it will just blend everything all together. And you see how it just marries everything together really, really nicely. So I really like doing that after blush application. And I do put a little bit underneath my bronzer just to clean that area up. I don't really put anything on my forehead because my forehead can look really dry. So I am careful with that. And then now I'm going to go ahead and apply some Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish setting spray. If you want your makeup to last, this is such a good setting powder for that. Your makeup will not move. It won't go anywhere. While that dries, I'm just going to apply a little bit of shadow to my lower lash line just to bring that look together nicely. And for this, I use a really small, super small brush. Next, I'm applying a little bit of powder highlight. This is Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter in the shade Champagne Glow. I still enjoy highlight. I know highlight isn't like the most fun step of makeup as it once was, but for me, I think it's so pretty and it just gives like a really pretty glow to the face. Put a little bit right here. For the lips, I like to powder my lips. I've been doing this lately with whatever is left on my powder puff just so that my lip liner glides on really, really nicely. So for the lips, I'm going to be doing a nude lip. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat lip liner in the shade Love Trap. All right, and then I have two lipsticks here. I'm not sure which one I'm going to put on. I have Penelope Pink, which I really, really love. I think that's the one I'm going to go with. But I also have Kim KW. So I have this one, which is a nude. And then Penelope Pink is also a nude. Here's the Kim K W nude, and this is the Penelope pink. Yeah, I'll do Penelope pink. And there is the makeup. We are done. I actually really enjoyed this type of video and being able to talk about fragrances with you while I did my makeup. I hope that you guys like this look. I think that the eyeshadow is so pretty and sparkly. I love it. All right, so we are done. Let me know what you guys think of this makeup look. And I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Remember that all of these products that I used are in the description box below, so they are easy to shop. I always break it down for you guys in the description box. I try and just put as much information as possible with the shades. I break it down by eye products, face products, and lip products in case you guys are interested. And all of the links will be there. And once again, I want to thank Nordstrom so much for sponsoring today's video. And with that said, that's going to be it from me today. Comment down below about the fragrances that we talked about in this video. And give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I will see you guys in the next one.